Back up. And for the children who are watching at home, Dad needs to be on the ball every day. There you go. All right. Well, welcome everyone to our December Town Hall meeting. It's so great to see a nice crowd here today. As always, we have a lot of information to share, so we want to get the ball rolling, get the show started. And we are going to start, as we always do, with Debbie Shapiro, our administrator and assistant executive director, providing us with a Village Point update. Please welcome Debbie.
Good morning, all. How are you today?
Well, how are you?
Good. So, let's start with our census. November, we were at 97 average. I will tell you, this month we're doing great. Today we're 106. So things are looking up. Aspen is our subacute. We have 25 residents, Evergreen 27, Sandalwood 28, and Willow, our memory care, is 29. So our long-term units are really filling up and stabilizing, which is nice. I'm happy to report that we are infection-free right now. No COVID, no flu, no RSV, which is wonderful. We've been having some challenges with COVID. The hospitals are having some challenges right now. It is the season. We're educating our staff and residents on protecting against the flu, offering the flu vaccine. We will be educating staff. If you did not get the flu vaccine, you will wear your mask. And ongoing training all the time on infection prevention. And we do consult with a monthly infection preventionist, a physician, Dr. Bala. Every month we have a call with him, and he's very helpful with any type of questions we have regarding infectious disease. And of course, it's the holiday season, so we have a lot going on at Village Point. A lot of nice menus. We're working with our dining service director, Brian. We do an event planning meeting every week now. Morrison has a lot of great things to offer, a lot of great food ideas. So activities, administration, and Brian, we meet every week to go over that. We're having holiday gifts for all the residents on Christmas Eve. And Christmas carols, hot chocolate cookies, and cheesecake on Christmas Day. We have a lot of things going on. And a seafood theme dinner on Christmas Eve. It's not the seven fishes, but
Not quite seven fishes.
Seafood theme. So, and that's that. Any questions or anything?
Nope.
Well, happy holidays, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I have a little bit of news to share. This is Debbie's last town hall meeting with us. She will be leaving, unfortunately, but she has an opportunity to take a position that is 15 minutes from home. As someone who drives an hour each way every day, I'm jealous. But Debbie has done lots of great things for Village Point in the brief time she has been with us. She has helped stabilize our operation in ways that it really needed it, bring some structure, bring some focus on what operating a standalone skilled nursing facility is all about. So without doubt, she is leaving our community in a better place than she found it, and I thank her for what she has done for us and wish her well in her future endeavors and tell her not to be a stranger. But time and everything else marches on, so we've already begun a search process for a new administrator. And thankfully, we have a pretty good applicant pool, so we will be going through interviews over the next few weeks. I actually already had one yesterday, and hope to have some new and exciting news to share about that at the January Town Hall meeting. So once again, Debbie, thank you for all you have done. Thank you for your time and your efforts here at Village Point and at Monroe Village, and nothing but the best to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so where did Mr. Drury go?
He took your advice and left.
He ran. He left. It's dreary, so he decided to be less than perfect. He ran away.
Just went back to sleep.
He went back to sleep. We lost Steve. Uh-oh. Anybody see him?
Maybe Maybe behind the curtain.
Oh, Steve, maybe, well, you know what he's probably doing, and I'll talk about this for a second. You know that little, like, holiday concert dinner event we had last week? That was pretty good, wasn't it? So I wanted to talk a little bit about the elves and the folks that made all that happen. I don't know if you're aware, but after dinner on Wednesday night, so the night before the event, the little elves were out and about until about 10 or 11 at night down in the Fireside Restaurant, turning everything over, getting everything ready, setting things up, flitting about up here into the auditorium as well, making sure everything looked good, and we had everything together and ready to go. And then concert day, dinner day, they did it all again. After that concert began and everyone was up here having a good time, those little elves were back downstairs again, cleaning everything up, getting everything ready so that we were all ready to go for service that next day and to enjoy the concert while you all were here. So please, 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 when you see those little elves, whether they be members of the resident services team or members of the dining services team, please thank them for their efforts in making that event so good. They really had a lot to do with it. And here's the little red-headed elf who, what's the elf, I'm trying to think, in
Kris Kringle?
No, not Kris Kringle, although yes, that was in the one old, not animatronic.
You call me old?
No, because I'm older than you. But yes, Kris Kringle was once a redhead before he grew jollier. So here's the jolly Steve Ween, so I can stop embarrassing myself.
Thank you for that transition. Sorry for the delay. I was checking the mics and wanted to get batteries. Gotta love the batteries, especially this time of year. In my hand, I just wanted to show, because maybe I haven't done a great job of advertising this, but we are making a change. This is a prototype, if you want to touch it, but I need it back. Some of you, if you had a birthday in December, you might have saw cookies outside of your door. We've been doing that really because of social distancing. I don't like that word, but that was the life, unfortunately, we had to do 2020. But we kept doing that because people liked it. People enjoyed it. We figured, thank you, one guy in the back. But yeah, if you didn't know, it was us, and you know, I don't really like to toot my own horn, but you know, I'm taking the time now and change, because lately I have heard people like, I got cookies, I think it was from you. So and we were listening to folks too, and doing it for many years. Some people, you know, I hate leaving cookies if you're not there on the floor. So this has a nice ribbon, will go on your doorknob. Okay, yes, thank you, one woman in the back. It is nice. But also the whole idea too is I also oversee, if you don't know, because I don't like to talk about myself, I do the assisted living programs. Obviously we have a staff there that does hands on hand, but as far as setting up the schedule, making sure we have the right items to do these arts and crafts or programs, that's what I do in assisted living. So we have actually, I think you saw some pictures if you came early. We call it the Cozy Kitchen on the second floor in assisted living. So we've actually probably, I would say definitely this year, made a big push to put it on the calendar for our folks and our staff to do some more cooking demonstrations, more, you know, maybe the not so nutrition stuff, but have a little fun making things. So we usually do cookies. So the idea is that assisted living, with the proper direction and tools, will be actually baking these cookies for the independent living birthdays. So yes, I like the idea, right? Thank you, crowd. And of course, it's just promoting good fun. We're a big community here, so that's kind of my goal for 2025 to include we've been doing that, but we'll be making obviously a bigger push with this nice gesture from assisted living, and sing along will be exclusively in assisted living. That means if you're interested from independent living, you can come and join with your friends in assisted living and maybe say thank you. Go figure. That's really all I had to say. I don't think I have anything.
You don't have anything else to talk about?
I don't think so. I can't. I haven't slept that much, so
I can't imagine why.
Okay, there we go. I'm just being a dad right there. All right, New Year's Eve party. Keyword party. Party. Due to the overwhelming response, the event has been moved. I repeat, have been moved to the Fireside Restaurant. Yes. Like I heard, it's a good problem to have, but any good problem needs solving. So I actually do like to take the time to thank my upper management bosses to taking my call about an hour and a half after we were done, and someone told me to take a deep breath twice. And then I want to thank also, of course, our dining team, because I had a chat with them in the morning, and we're pivoting. We have the data. We were looking at, it's changing, go figure, but it was like probably 158, 57 people. Just to show you, last year was 144. 144, we could probably, that was probably even maxed out then. So, yes, if, well, I'll keep reading, but seating will start around 6:30. So all don't have to show up at once. The band doesn't start playing until 7, and it goes till 9. There will be a little intermission during the performance for the band. This is a resident-only event, so no outside family or friends can be accommodated. And I think, obviously, that makes sense. Obviously, again, that's why we moved the party, so we can accommodate. And again, for the 145 people, if this is just a little inconvenience, I would have done this move if it was another 10 other people. This is a family, we do our best. So thank you for showing me patience and grace. And there's one more thing. My kids, they love it here too, yeah. So don't call me, I'm not gonna pick up. I'll be back though to make sure the party obviously runs smooth, and we're all gonna have a good time. And if this is my chance, Happy Hanukkah and Merry Christmas, and let's have a great New Year and a healthy one, okay?
Thank you, Steve. And those little elves that I talked about for the holiday concert, they're going to be back at work for the New Year's event, because as you can imagine, to take the Fireside Restaurant from brunch to party back to brunch in 24 hours is no small task. So I'd like to give credit again to the resident services team and the dining team for working thoughtfully, creatively, and most importantly, collaboratively to be able to facilitate that and to be able to accommodate all of our residents who want to attend the New Year's Eve party. Like Steve said, it's a good problem to have. It's great to see just how many folks want to be part of the New Year's Eve party and so many of our other events here at Monroe Village. Just a few years ago, we didn't have that kind of participation, and it's really a wonderful thing to see. So we will continue to be thoughtful and be creative in how we can maximize the opportunity for all of you to be a part of everything that goes on here at Monroe Village. So how about one more round of applause for that thoughtfulness in trying to get everybody in for that New Year's Eve party. So we go from one party person to the other. She's got things planned for like next September already. I don't know how she thinks that far ahead. I'm lucky I know what I'm doing 10 minutes from now. So that's why I can only read what's on the screen. So please welcome our Director of Resident Services, Gina DePiero.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I hope you all had a great time at the holiday dinner. We had a lot of fun planning it and working with the dining team. Steve and I and the dining team see way too much of each other. I think they pretty much run away from me at this point. But no, and all kidding aside, it's been a great collaboration to get as much done for you, to provide you with great parties and events and programs. As Jay alluded to, we really pushing into 2025. Part of the reason that I love working with Steve is he's as crazy and anal as I am. So we're already like booked into 2025 with a lot of events already. We're already talking about the summer. We're already talking about the fall and the volunteer lunch. We're a little crazy, but we are very active already. We're already planning for summer events. We work with marketing on that. They get us the big tent so we can all have some fun outside. And we are also getting ready because as of January 1, our budgets switch over. So we'll be working with the new budget, and we have some capital projects that we'll be working with. We're going to give the Kids Zone a nice facelift. This auditorium is actually going to come up to the current century with some AV upgrades, so we don't all have to kill ourselves on a regular basis. And the locker rooms in the fitness center are also getting some enhancements. So we're really working hard and looking forward to some more excitement in 2025. Besides the programs, we, as you know, have bus trips. And to what Jay said about good problems to have, when I first came here, my first New Year's Eve that I was involved with 10 years ago, we had 70 people. And everybody was like, woo, 70 people. We're more than double in participation. And the same goes for the bus trips. We used to have maybe 3 people on a bus trip. And now we have 8 and 10 and 12, and I'm just so happy to hear about that. We're also increasing the variety of trips that are offered. So last year, currently this year, 2024, there was a bus trip to the State House, and they went all throughout on a guided tour. It was really very informative and everyone really liked it. So we tried to do a nice large variety each month. The sign up for the bus trips are at the front desk, so you can ask the concierge and they'll get you all set up. Some trips do have fees. So if you're going to the restaurant or you're going to a wine tasting, plays, movies, that is your own cost to bear. If you have ideas for trips, what I really like is when you're all eating at the restaurant, Maria tells me that you start chit-chatting about what other programs you want to attend or what other places where you want to go. And Maria tries to be very accommodating. She comes to me with her little list and we see if we can make it work. So if you have an idea, you can let us know by contacting Maria Ramos, who is the primary trip driver. Joyce also drives, but Maria is the one that plans the trips. And she's at extension 6484. And also feel free to give back feedback. Last year we went to the PNC Art Center for their light display, and that was very popular and we got a lot of feedback on it. one winery people liked, one winery people aren't so crazy about, and it helps us know, don't waste your time, let's not do that again, let's, pick something else. So your feedback is always important to us. Some random reminders, residents are not permitted in the hallway of the first, it's a service hallway on the first floor near the restaurant. It actually does say employees only. It is a connector. It's also connected to the loading dock. It's very dangerous back there for all of you, so please don't go back there. Don't use it to cut through. It's just not safe. If, excuse me?
Keep going.
So with 2025 coming, there will be some new insurance cards for some of you, some new medications may have changed, especially if you don't see our doctors, if you see outside doctors. We need those new medications. You could just write it down. You don't have to bring all your bottles with you. But if you could just update the clinic, legal representatives, sometimes people move or things happen and people want to change who is going to represent them if they can't make decisions for themselves. So please contact the clinic and share your updated information with them. Also, if you are leaving the community, it's that time of year, a lot of people are visiting, that's great, but just let us know that you're not in the building. God forbid there's a fire or something, some kind of emergency, we need to know who's in the building. And we don't want to not know that you're here or not know that you've left and are looking for you. When you return from being away or you return from a hospital stay, all you have to do is just dial 0 and let the concierge know you're back. And that person at the other end of the phone, they'll make sure that the nurse is notified. Unfortunately, sometimes people have been back for days and we don't know it. And that's a problem. Again, we don't know who's in the building, which could lead to an unpleasant consequence.
Excuse me, how do you let people know that you're not in the building? If I just go out to the food store myself?
No, not for the food store. Like if you're gonna go and be with your family for a week. Or if you're gonna, some people are visiting for a while, or some people are going out of state. We don't know that you're not here. So it becomes concerning, and we have some safety processes that we follow. And if we can't find you, then it becomes a big event, and there's nothing wrong. You're just with family. And I also want to take a moment to thank you. When we were planning when we had the signups for the New Year's Eve party, one thing that we noticed a lot of is so many lists included brand new residents. And I thought I was so impressed by it. Actually pulled off to the side how many tables consisted of new residents. And I want to thank you for being so welcoming and inclusive with them, because it's really important. You come here, this is a very big building, and you can really feel lost and alone very quickly. Some of you, when you first came, you may have felt the same way. The fact that you're all being so inclusive and concerned about these new people really, really makes me happy, and I thank you so much for it. And lastly, I want to thank you for your kindness. We all received the appreciation envelopes on the 13th, and your generosity was just so inspiring. We don't think about that all year. We just go about our business and do our jobs. And it was just really, we were all taken aback, and your kindness and support of the association, the appreciation fund, is really so appreciated by all of the members of my resident services team. So thank you all very, very much, and happy holidays to all of you.
Thank you, Gina. Yeah, important stuff to let us know when you're not going to be around for several days at a time. Not like she said, not just going to the grocery store or little stuff like that. But if you're out of the building, you're going to be away from the community for an extended period. Let us know that. That way we just have a mechanism of knowing what apartments we may need to check in the event of an emergency or anything like that. Just as importantly, when you come back, let us know. That way we can make sure you're okay. And just as importantly, if not more importantly, if you go to the hospital and then come back from the hospital, let us know, because we want to come and check on you and make sure you're okay after a hospitalization. But if we don't know you've come back from the hospital, we can't come and check on you. So let us help you by helping us help you. Let us know when you're not here. Okay? All right. So this is just like party mode. This is Party Central we've been talking about here. And who else likes to party? The lovely lady, Miss Susan Sino. So she's gonna party hard. Let's see what she's got.
Thank you, Jay. Well, good morning, and how y'all doing? That is a great response, yes. Well, before we get started, I want to wish you a beautiful holiday, and from my heart and Dan, my co-worker's heart, we want to wish you joy and peace and a healthy new year. So let's get that out of the way, because we just think the world of you, so thank you so much. Now let's go on. You ready for some happiness?
Yeah.
All right. Everybody here knows what Foundation Day is, right?
Right.
Foundation Day is the day where the Spring Point Foundation says thank you to every one of you that have donated to the Spring Point Foundation. And as you know, your donation stays here at Monroe Village. Or you can give it to our affordable housing communities. So we do many, many things, but today being a holiday kind of event, we want to talk about the celebration of what happens after you donate. Every year we say thank you. So Foundation Day, what is it? Does anybody recognize the gentleman with the jacket there? Yes, Barry was at the event. And how old is that jacket, Barry? 60 years old?
Yes.
60 years old. Barry wore his jacket. That was our Foundation Day this year. And I believe, did the pants fit, Barry?
Pardon?
The pants did not fit. I think that's what the sign said. Jacket, 60 years old, the pants did not fit.
I refuse to answer that.
Okay, good man. Thank you, Barry. So what is Foundation Day? Every year we invite every donor to come join us for a celebration of your kindness and generosity. So each year we select a new theme. So we're going to go through just a few of those years for you. All right, here we go. This year, 2022, in this room we had James Bond. You all had spy names. You all received, I don't know, some kind of fun thing to wear. We took your photos with all three of the James Bonds, which would be Sean Connery, Daniel Craig, and who was that other one, Bronson? Anybody know that one?
Bronson, or was it Roger Moore? I forget who you had the cutout.
Yeah, the other one. Whoever the other one handsome one is. So everybody loved getting their photo with the James Bond. And we had a great time. It was a blast. And everybody said, can you top that? I said, I certainly can. And then 2023, we made this room, we changed it into a Venetian carnival. You came in, we had the Italian bridge, the Rialto Bridge. We had festive carnival masks for you that you could carry. The food, Morrison just knocked it out of the park. And each event, we always bring you 3 food items that are gourmet and specialty. So it's not just about saying thank you and having fun, it's about enjoying the taste, the music, the flair, the excitement. So we had the carnival. And did we top it this year?
Yeah.
What do you think? Absolutely. 2024, this year, we had a caper, a 1920s caper. We had a who done it, you done it. You all were wonderful. I had hands up who you thought did it. We had a great room. This room was packed. absolutely packed. We have more of you are participating, and we thank you for that. And we want to give you a hint for next year. Would you like that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Are you sure you want to know what we're going to do next year?
Yes.
Yeah? Alrighty. Alright, let's give you a little teaser. We haven't pulled it all together, but we have a teaser for you. Next year, 3 hints.
50s.
The time was ruled by a different king. Second clue. It's the kind of night where you'll want to park yourself. And the third clue, it should be a real good time.
Drive-in.
Any guesses?
A drive-in.
I heard drive.
Drive-in. Ooh. You may be right. I'm not going to give away all the secret. But that's really, you know when the kids used to say you're hot or you're cold to something?
Yeah.
I would say drive-in, you're really hot. You're really close to the answer. So get ready. We're going to give you more teasers. We're going to start sending you some information for some special things that we're doing this year just at Monroe Village. Jay and I have been working on a couple things together. We have some exciting information to share, and I think you've already heard some of it. So Dan Barr, my coworker, and I, we want to thank you for participating in your donation and your generosity, for having fun with us. Great food, great music, great laughter, and great activity. And from our heart to yours, may your season bring you peace and joy. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the new year.
Thank you, Susan. Man, I don't know which one was best. I don't know, was it Bond? Was it the Italian Carnival? Was it the Speakeasy? I don't know, they all involved booze, so I was happy about that, so I don't know. And they also all involved food, which was also very, very good. So I don't know if you recognize those lovely pictures there on the left. Anybody recognize them? Do they look familiar to any of you? They are all items that were on your plates here at Monroe Village.
Oh, when was that?
And to tell you more about that, or to refresh your memory, is our Director of Dining Services, Mr. Matt Smith.
Thank you, Jay. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. It actually feels like a little bit like winter. We got some snowflakes going when I was coming in this morning. So let's get the party still going, all right? We'll continue the fun.
Tell
We'll
them
talk
about the food.
Let me go back.
You gotta
I'm
pick
sorry.
up what I was putting down.
I'm sorry. So the food that you just saw on there was what we had for our holiday dinner, right? We had the stuffed fish. We had the very popular veal ossobuco. And then we also had the vegetable Wellington, our spin on a beef Wellington, but we did a vegetarian style instead. Everyone enjoyed it. I think I'm still getting compliments. I met with Jimmy yesterday from finance from Spring Point to go over a couple things in the near future, and he is continuing to hear wonderful things. So thank you very much. That was a well-received event. We joke around, Susan and I always joke around, we set the bar and we continue to elevate the bar. 3 years ago when I first got here, when we started to plan our first holiday concert meal, I was trying to digest, and no pun intended on that, but trying to digest the wow factor that Gina was trying to elaborate on. Well, this year alone, she came to me a couple times and she said, "You hit the wow factor." So we're going to continue to hit that wow factor. So thank you everyone for that. It's been a pleasure serving you guys. So we're just going to recap a little bit on our special events that we did since we didn't have a town hall in November to talk about October. You see Mrs. Doubtfire made an appearance for Halloween. I mean, so everyone thought and laughed on my wonderful costume, me dressed in drag. So we did some teaching kitchens with Chef Marlin, as you can see the pictures with that. Also with Virginia, the dietitian who shares her talents both here and at Village Point, but pretty much is at Village Point. We had a couple October marketing events, the Souptacular, that's the fall ones. That's something new that we collaborated with the marketing team to invite potential residents with current residents to explain their experience that they're in the community. I think that it was well received. I think we'll see more of those in the future with marketing. We also had just a regular open house, kind of wine and cheese. We had our special holiday Halloween dinner with especially in AL. We did a Halloween themed lunch and dinner. Usually we do bars, especially breakfast and lunch bars. Tuesdays and Thursdays we usually do a lunch bar, so we had a hot dog bar on Halloween, but instead of that we were serving bloody fingers. So we made the hot dogs look like fingers. So a little twist on the words. And then we had our Thanksgiving Day brunch, and you'll see the Thanksgiving Day brunch slides pictured on the next slide. So we had that wonderful stuffed salmon, the turkey, and the ham. I just want to say thank you to everyone that keeps giving us consistent feedback on our menus, and my team consistently changes up the specials based on the feedback that we get. So continue to do that. The comment cards are located right outside the restaurant as you're entering and exiting. We pick them up on a daily basis. We'll communicate anything to what pertains to the teams, whether it's food related, service related. It's just a better your experience in the dining room or in the bistro as well. That's my segue to the bistro. We've heard, we've seen, as you've seen, there's been a lot of friends from Morrison and the Compass Corporation over the last year, and they have given us their guidance, and we will be doing not a relaunch but like a refresh to the bistro with equipment to better our service and our speed of cooking. The next slide will show you kind of a breakdown of what it's going to look like in maybe more like a diagram instead of photos. But the equipment is ordered. Once I get some more confirmation, I can provide more information on when it'll arrive and what the plan will be moving forward when we install the equipment. Okay, so this is just a little schematic of what the line would look like if you're looking right where the cook is going to be. That ugly looking deli display case on the left hand side where Mike or anybody makes the sandwiches, or that's going to go away. We're just going to keep the pizza oven, and then we're going to have a range, a char grill, a flat top grill, and then the fryers. All of that equipment besides the pizza oven will actually be on top of refrigeration. So everything, all the ingredients that you need will be right there by the cooking surface. Instead of taking 20 steps to get this and then the 20 steps to cook it, it's going to be physically right there. So it'll be quicker service, quicker wait times for your food to come out on the tables, because we're still going to be cooking the order, but it's just going to be quicker. And then we'll have a finishing on the side where where the register is now. We'll be moving the register a little bit over, and we'll be removing some other equipment later on. So this is the first step of the refresh of the bistro. So we've heard it takes a little bit of time. So just have some patience. So like I said, when I get more information, I'll be more than happy to share you guys on when the refresh is actually going to take place. It's going to happen probably in the absolutely easy to say would be somewhere in the beginning of next year. I can't give you a date yet because supply and all that fun stuff could take a little bit of time. Just a little bit of reminder, since we're still staying on the bistro, no reservations are required unless it's a party of 5 or more. Please let us know as soon as possible so we can stage the dining room to accommodate the reservations 5 or more. Also, please make sure that if you know that the bistro is getting busy, it's getting busier and busier. Shout out to Shahana, who's there, our night cook. Everyone is enjoying her cooking. So if you see that there's a little bit of a wait, just have some patience. Make sure that the server is bringing you in and sitting you at a table that's available. If it needs to be cleared, we'll clear it, we'll clean it, and you'll have to come back, wait just for it to come back in. Make sure that to-goes are placed with the server or the host at the register so that the cook isn't bombarded with cooking and taking orders as well.
Excuse me, Matt, can I ask a question?
Sure can.
What is gonna happen while all this is being set up? Are we gonna be able to eat in the bistro at the same time as all that's going on?
Once I get more information on when that equipment is gonna be all delivered all at once, and I set up an installation time, there are plans in place, but once I have that time frame, then I'll let you know what's gonna solely happen to the bistro and how long it's gonna take for the install. Just some friendly reminders about reservations. You guys are doing a wonderful job for the holidays, for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. We've gotten them all. I'm just put the slides up just to show again. It's posted all over the community along with 1979. Same with Christmas Day brunch hours. Remember, it's Christmas brunch and Christmas Eve brunch hours, so 11 to 12:30. If you're planning on staying on the community during the holidays, if you want to place a to-go order at the end and pick it up at the end of Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, you can pick it up after 2 o'clock, okay? I'm going a little ad lib, just also New Year's Eve reservations will follow the same protocol, 2 days in advance, okay? So you can start making New Year's Eve brunch reservations on December 29th. Since we're pivoting with the New Year's Eve party, we're asking for New Year's Day reservations. We'll start taking them the day after Christmas, so December 26th. You can make those reservations for brunch hours as well, 11 to 12:30, okay? There's no slide for that, I was just going off script. Talking about reservations, please make sure you arrive on time. This ensures timely service. It helps seat. And we only need one person in your party to check in with the hostess desk, not all 6 of you, because then that becomes a safety concern with everyone bombarding the host desk, residents trying to enter the restaurant or leave the restaurant. Please yes, sir.
Interrupt there, just go back one slide. I've noticed that at dinner time, at just about 5 o'clock, the crowd around the hostess station becomes overwhelming, and they make an announcement saying, please move back, which nobody can hear. So I would suggest that you plan to have somebody walk through the crowd at 5 o'clock and encourage them out of the way a little more than what's going on now.
Okay, no problem. I can relay that to the team.
I think that just makes common sense.
So, talking about reservations as well, just a little bit. If you're going to cancel, please let us know as soon as possible. I understand things happen. You may be late for coming back from a doctor's appointment or dentist appointment or something. Please let us know as soon as possible so that if there is, God forbid, somebody on a wait list, that we can accommodate anybody on a wait list or looking for to expand their party that's already made the reservation. We talked about safety. Please make sure that, if you have to take something from your rollator or your walkers, and then we move them, okay? So please be patient with that. Sometimes the host may get sidetracked with their side work during service. Give us a little bit of time to bring it back. To-go orders, please have them done by 2:30. That's just courtesy so that we can plan as well. And if you're picking up, please check. The kids do their best to pack them. They may forget something, so check them before you leave the restaurant so that if you're gonna call, there's no one at the desk to answer to make the service correction after the fact. We still do kitchen tours. You see Chef Marlon does a great job doing the tours with the residents. We've had over 40 so far. It's the first and third Tuesday of every month. We meet outside the restaurant. We describe how the food arrives from the kitchen to the restaurant. It's very informative, so please take advantage of it. I just want to thank everyone for their patience, their understanding, how you guys enjoy the food that we are providing to you, and just have a happy holidays. And I'll leave with my contact information. If you want to call the bistro to make a reservation, party of 5 or more, or to go, 6432. Same with making a reservation downstairs in Fireside or a to-go order, 6433. The main menu line for both restaurants is 6485, and my number is 6424. I want to just remind, I do not make reservations, but if you have any concerns, please be patient. If you leave me a voicemail message, I'm not always in my office, so it may take a little bit of time to get back. It's easier just to shoot me an email. Okay? Thank you again. Happy holidays. Enjoy the holiday season, and I will see you next week. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. Lots of really great stuff going on in our dining services department. Lots of great events, lots of great meals, lots of great planning for the future. All good things, I think, will continue moving forward with our dining services program as we go into the new year. We are really excited about the investment that Morrison is making in our bistro. All of that equipment Matt talked about is being paid for by Morrison. They are contributing back to our community, and I think it's important to recognize that and to thank them for their partnership. Speaking of partnership, to echo what Gina said earlier, I want to thank all of you. Our residents collected through your appreciation fund $103,286 and distributed that to 154 different Monroe Village team members. Thank you so very, very much for your generosity. It really is inspiring. That's a hell of a lot of money that you collected and donated, and to show your appreciation to all of those who work so hard here at Monroe Village day in. Round of applause to all of you for your generosity. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know how much it is appreciated by the members of the Monroe Village team. The art studio, a little update on the art studio. The flooring has been a little delayed, but it is scheduled to be put down between Christmas and New Year's. And then we need to have final township inspections because the township likes to make sure everything's A-okay and get some money to do so. So they'll be in to do a final inspection. And then after that final inspection occurs and we are given the certificate of occupancy for the new space, we will be able to install the furniture, the shelving, some of the other things that we have planned for the art studio with the anticipation that we'll be able to start hosting programs and events in our new art studio on the first floor of the F-Wing sometime later in the month of January. So a little delayed from what we thought due to the flooring issue, but very excited about that to share this wonderful new space with all of you soon. All right, so let's talk about a whole lot of eating going on. So through the first 11 months of the year, we served 36,163 dinners in the Fireside restaurant. Anybody think it would be that many? It's pretty crazy, right? Over 36,000 dinner meals served just in the Fireside restaurant. And 98.5% of all residents seeking a reservation got one. They were accommodated. 98.5. So over the course of the entire year, that amounted to maybe 1 or 2 people a night on average. So we've been able to solve that dilemma of not being able to accommodate everyone, and we're very, very happy to share that data with you. In the bistro, we served 6,667 dinner meals. This is just dinner. This is not breakfast, this is not lunch. This is just dinner in the bistro. And I don't know if any of you have been up there lately or past there at dinner time. I was past there again last night, and the bistro was full at dinner. It's great to see. The restaurant was full, the bistro was full. We had lots of folks enjoying great meals. So, 36,000 plus dinners in the restaurant. Almost 7,000 dinners in the bistro. How many takeout meals do you think we served?
I don't know.
Anybody want to guess?
40,000.
40,000. Higher or lower than 40,000?
Lower.
I heard mostly higher, I heard lower. So, this is the data. We served 10,383 takeout meals from January 1st through the end of November. That's a big number. That's almost 20% of all the dinner meals consumed here were takeout. And there's a lot of added and extra cost and preparation that goes with doing those takeout meals. And we've talked about this before. Monroe Village incurred just about $80,000 worth of paper and disposable packaging costs for the dining services program. The majority of which goes to those takeout meals. Paper goods, containers, all of those sorts of things cost a lot of money. And we have talked on and off about this for years here, about how do we appropriately recover that added cost and don't place that burden on all of our residents. And like many restaurants out there, particularly that started during COVID when takeout was such a big thing, restaurants and places of business have started imposing a disposable packaging fee. And we did put one in place, and because we were not comfortable with the ability to serve everyone who wanted to be served a meal in the restaurant or in the bistro, we did not implement it, but we've talked about it. As the data just showed, we've been able to more than adequately meet everybody's needs who want to have a meal in the restaurant or want to have a meal in the bistro. So we will be moving forward with re-implementing the stated disposable packaging fee. And that will be effective January 1st. And that will be a $3 charge if you choose to do a takeout meal. And that $3 charge merely covers the cost of the paper goods. It does not add in the added labor cost. It does not add in any of the other time factor that it takes or anything like that. That is simply to cover the paper cost of the disposable meals. And again, 10,383 of them served from January 1st through November 30th. So, I wanted to also talk about some other credit increases that we're going to be providing in 2025. The monthly food credits for those who are on a reduced meal program, whether it is points or meals, as well as the non-occupancy credit. So those credits are based upon what we calculate as our raw food cost to put the food on your plate. For the food on your plate, I should say. It's just the food. Because when somebody doesn't take a meal or takes a reduced plan, the labor, the variable cost is still there. It's the fixed cost of the food is the only thing. I'm saying it the wrong way. The food is what's variable. Less people eat, we spend less on food. The labor we need is the fixed cost. That doesn't really change no matter how many people are here. So that food cost is calculated just at $8.81 a meal just for the food that is on your plate. And that's an average. So those who are on a 15 meal a month or a 300 Spring Points a month program will be receiving a credit of $134.50 per month starting on January 1st. That is an increase from where we were this year. For those on the 0 meals a month or 0 Spring Points a month plan, you will receive a credit of $269 a month. And for those of you who are my quick mathematicians out there, you know if you take 881 and multiply it by 15, you get a little less than $134.50. So we rounded up on a fudge factor to give everyone else a couple of extra dollars in their pocket. And the big change, and this is really an important one, the non-occupancy credit. So if you're away for 30 days or more, you receive a meal credit. And that's been ridiculously small for several years. Let's just call it what it was. It was like $3.25. That makes no sense because, again, the food is what I'm not needing to pay for if you're not here. So if you receive a non-occupancy credit for being away from the community for 30 days or more, that credit will now be calculated at a cost of $8.81 times the number of days you are away. So that is a big, big credit that is changing in the favor of the residents in the coming year. Couple of exciting announcements. We have been recognized by U.S. News and World Report once again as one of the best nursing homes in the country for short-term rehabilitation and long-term care. That's a big honor, and that's a credit to everyone who is part of our Village Point team, and really is something we all should be proud of in knowing we have been ranked in that yes, absolutely, Dorothy, in that top tier of care and service. And that should give all of you a really good feeling and peace of mind knowing that if you need the care and service we provide at Village Point, it really is top notch. Now, not to be outdone by Village Point, Monroe Village has also received recognition from Newsweek magazine as one of America's best continuing care retirement communities. Also a big deal. This was a survey done by Newsweek of residents, constituents, family members, guests, etc., to get feedback on their experience with continuing care retirement communities or life plan communities like Monroe Village. And we received an exceptional rating, putting us in the top tier of CCRC or life plan communities throughout the country. And that is a wonderful, wonderful achievement that everyone should be proud of. So again, congratulations to everyone, and hopefully that makes you feel really good about the place you call home. I know it makes me feel really good about our community and all the things that we do and the service that we provide for all of you. So with that, we're going to bring the lights up and we are going to open it up for comments and questions. As always, if you have a comment or a question, please raise your hand. Wait for the microphone to come around to you so that everyone can hear you. All right, we'll start in the back. Hi, Beatrix.
Hi. I said this at the other meeting too, at the resident meeting. I'd like to see it reinstated, a circle upstairs where the piano is. I've been speaking to residents who've been here much longer than I have, and they showed me pictures of how they congregated and had chat groups where just informally upstairs.
Okay.
And that's gone now. I mean, the only place that you can really chat is downstairs by the fireside. There's a place there. And of course, you know, the fireplace is very nice to look at. But I'd like to see that happen again because it really looked good.
Okay. Other comments or questions? Wait, where are we going next? Hi, Joan.
Hi. Good morning. Happy holidays.
Same to
everybody. This problem of charging for boxes to take out food. If I'm not in the restaurant, that means I'm not taking up space at a table. I'm not being served by a server. I'm not having to wash my dishes or somebody to serve the food. the whole thing is ridiculous, because if you're in the dining room, you can take out 14 boxes and nobody questions you. If you eat in the dining room, why don't you just limit the number of boxes going out so that you don't have a number like that? We did that before, if you recall. There was a limit of 2 boxes. People eat their meals and then take out 3, 4, 5 boxes of food.
Interesting. Well, that's
And
certainly
that's
something
where that's where the problem is, not
Okay.
with the people that, if I can't come to the dining room and I can't make it, why should I be fined $3? I'm not sitting there, you're not paying for me, you're not laundering my tablecloth, you're not cleaning my napkin, you're not serving me.
Right, but we take on a lot of added costs. But I'm interested in what you have to say. We should limit takeout
Absolutely.
from the table.
Absolutely.
Wow,
Yeah,
okay, well, we
I
can
think
look at that.
You look at it, it's out of control.
All right, thank you. All right, John's right behind.
I have a question, well, maybe Matt would be better to answer this, but he stepped away.
He didn't step far.
Okay. They had mentioned at our committee meeting that they had a new freezer for the bistro. But when they were gonna bring it up, they realized that they could not get it in either of the doors. I guess my question is this: when you order the equipment, who orders the equipment? And don't we take into consideration the limitations of size and things like that, so that when we do order and receive a piece of equipment, we don't come across a problem such as the one that we're now
Yeah,
facing?
and we certainly do, John, and I don't know if the information you have is quite right, and I'd be happy to talk to you offline about that. I think it had more to do with that ice cream freezer and moving out another piece of equipment. I think it was more that than it not fitting through the door, but we can talk more about that.
It was a freezer that goes in the back, yes, the one with the ice cream, Jay. The information I got that I thought was accurate is that they are unable to fit it through either of the doors, just to get it.
Yeah, well, let's
Maybe-
talk
maybe
about that
there's a
offline.
reason.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay, thank you. I think we had up front. Hi, Millie.
Hi, this is hard to keep short, but I want to take just a minute to thank Steve for all that he does
Yes,
here.
indeed.
As I said, I could take a couple of hours to go into it. His thoughtfulness, his caring,
Yeah.
everything he does well, and I'd be remiss if I didn't tell him how much he's appreciated.
Well, that's wonderful, thank you.
And of course, you know this family is so delicious.
Yes, aren't they great, all of them?
Yes. I watched them grow.
Absolutely, yes, thank you, Millie. All right, hi, Ms. Ferrer. Did it get turned off?
That maybe about the cleanliness of the place. The HVAC, floor to ceiling vents in the hallway between A and B on the first floor is filthy.
Okay.
That's the air we're breathing as we're going through. I also noticed that I know it's lovely to have all these baseboards and stuff, but it seems like nobody cleans them. So even in the public area, in the public areas.
Okay.
So I think maybe a little more pay attention to, especially where you're breathing.
Gotcha.
Your HVAC.
Thank you for those comments and those observations. We'll certainly look at that. Thank you. All right, Joan's next. Hi, Joan.
Hi. When we enter the fireside for dinner, they're very fast to come and take the rollators from us. But when dinner is over and you're looking to get the rollator back, it's practically impossible for 5 or 10 minutes to see anyone. And as a matter of fact, some of the people at our table who are residents, and it's not their job, but they come and help instead. And I think that's overlooked.
Okay, well, thank you for that feedback, and we will continue to work as quickly as we can. But remember, at the end of meal service, people are doing multiple things. There's not one just dedicated to bringing folks in like we do coming in. But I hear what you're saying, and Matt, as he indicated, they're going to continue to work on that on the back end. Where are we next? Okay, hi, Bob.
Hi. Recognizing how difficult it is to hire people in the hospitality field these days,
and recognizing that our housekeeping service has undergone a great upheaval in the last year or two. Can you tell us where we stand on towards getting things back to normal? I'll give us some specific concerns I have that I don't know if they've been properly addressed yet. One is deep cleanings, and one is the windows in the public hallways, which oftentimes I find are filthy.
Well, we have brought the housekeeping team back to fully staffed. Our focus has been on getting the weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly apartment cleanings back on a good schedule. We've accomplished that in the last few months. That is rolling pretty well at this point. The next step is to look into some of the common areas as well as the annual cleanings. People who request an annual cleaning going into 2025, Anthony will work with you to get that scheduled. It usually takes the place of your regular cleaning for that bi-weekly or monthly period, because then we bring additional folks in at that time. So that's stuff that will continue in the coming year. As far as the common areas, that's the next step in where our process is taking us. So thank you.
Sorry, just a quick follow-up. Do we have much of a backlog on the deep cleanings?
If folks want to have an annual cleaning, they need to reach out to us, and we will certainly accommodate them as best we can.
But how many are waiting at this point?
I don't have an answer for you on that.
I've been waiting 3 years.
Okay, well, your request is now noted. Thank you. Hi, Barbara.
I just wanted to know the $3 charge on taking out food from the fireside. Is that charge what for people who just want to take a dinner out, or is it for people who can't be accommodated by the fireside and have to take food out?
And there will be some discretion with that. It is for people who choose to take out. Choose to take out.
How do you know the difference?
We will know who we're accommodating for reservations and who we do not. We keep a log every single day of that. So we'll have discussions about that on an individual level if we need to. Hello.
Is the $3 charge if you're on your point system, is that part of the points?
No, it is not part of the points. It'll still be $3 regardless. Hi, Mike.
Hi. I don't know if I'm opening up an already exposed wound.
All right.
What is being done about increasing the size of the accommodations for assisted living so there isn't quite as long a waiting list for people who need it to get into assisted living?
We work with residents and families all the time on what their needs are and where those needs are best met. We very rarely have a problem where folks can't move into assisted living. What we do find sometimes is folks don't like what we have available, meaning they want a particular size apartment or a particular location. If there's a reason that we can't accommodate for what are realistic reasons, we work with that resident and that family until we're able to accommodate them by providing additional services. As far as adding additional assisted living apartments, statistically speaking, and based upon the size of our independent living community, combined with the services we have available at Village Point, we are right-sized for assisted living.
Okay.
Go to Jill next.
Hi, Steve. Is there any update on filling the Director of Clinical Services position?
Can't I keep something until the new year?
As the new head of the Health Committee, it's my job to bug you about that.
Absolutely, and I look forward to the bugging. And Julie up front, where's the mic? Julie, I think, had something up front. I think. Was that a hand raise?
Okay, I just want to, well, first of all, thank everybody for accepting our family here. They're here. And we spoke to them on the phone this morning. We saw Nama crawling around and having a good time for about an hour and a half before we came here this morning. But they send their thank you to everybody and their best wishes for a happy, healthy New Year and a Merry Christmas or Happy Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. And they really thank you and they really enjoyed their visit here.
Wonderful.
And also, I want to also wish everybody happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, and a happy, healthy New Year.
Absolutely.
And I have to ditto what Millie said. Steve is fantastic, but not only is Steve fantastic, Cece, I mean, goes out of her way constantly for all of us, and if we need something, we know where to go.
Here, 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 here,
And the staff on the whole, really, everybody's terrific, and, you know, nothing's perfect ever, but, you know, excuse me, but shit happens once in a while.
It does.
But I think on the whole, that this is a wonderful place to live. I don't regret any moment that any time that we were here. And I thank everybody. It's all for the family we have here in residence and staff, and I can't ask for anything better. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Julie, and that's a great, great testament. And a great way to wrap up a great year. So with that, Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, a blessed New Year to everyone. May all good things come to you and your families during this wonderful holiday season and in the year to come. Thank you for all you do to support us, all you do to support one another, and all you do to make Monroe Village the special, special place that it is for all of us. Happy holidays, everyone. Enjoy. Thank you.